Welcome to the Anger Management Podcast, Season fucking 3.
We've fucking done it, Andy. We've got there.
Season 3, mate. Honestly, we've done better than a lot of Netflix TV shows.
Yeah, to be fair.
Haven't we, really?
Yeah.
We haven't been cancelled.
Not yet.
We're still going
time.
strong. We're
There's
still
time.
improving. We're still taking over TikTok.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, more on that later.
Yeah, more on that to come.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, Season 3, here we are.
I can't believe it. Like, this just started off as like a little passion project for us, didn't it? And now
Passion project.
Now we are where we are.
That sounds like porn.
It does, doesn't it?
Passion project. Liam.
Coming up on Passion Project. Optimus Prime inserted into a
he's dug
babysitter.
Optimus Prime out already. Jesus
little
Christ.
season
We're
3
running
treat.
short on material here. Liam's busting his Optimus Prime impression out again.
It's only took 30 seconds.
There we go. All right. Also, mate, remember, we have got the Bell of Knowledge. Last episode, we completely forgot about the bell.
I was thinking that, you know.
So there he is. There's Alexander Graham.
Trying not to scratch
right there.
on my arse.
There it is. I'll try not to tap your arse, mate. I'll just use the bell
Kind of
instead.
like.
But yeah, here we are, Season 3,
can't
back
believe
with a
it.
vengeance.
Mad.
We're continuing the revamped format from the end of last season. We are having a couple of guests on this season. We're having 6 episodes this season instead of 8. We're trying to streamline it.
Streamline it.
I
You've
do
started
like
already.
a lime in my Corona. Oh, don't get me on about Corona.
Oh,
Well, that's
God.
another thing we'll touch on later. But we are trying this new format, and we got quite a lot of positive feedback from the last episode.
Yes.
It seemed a little bit more pro, a little
It
bit
did.
more smooth. So we are going to have LG Luke Gordon on. The Hammer Luke Gordon on at some point. And Matt Statham as well is going to come back on. So we are having a guest here and there, but in the main, you're just going to have to put up with us pair of bastards.
That'll be fine. I'm sure people enjoy it.
Sure, people will turn off in the droves.
If they stuck around for 3 seasons, Andy, I'm pretty sure they like what they listen to.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
So anyway, in the name of streamlining, let's fucking get on with it.
Let's do it. We're off.
I've not seen you since
No.
we did the last episode because, Liam, I've been having more fucking surgery.
Oh, shock. What
As you know.
now?
Well, I've had back surgery again.
Penis reduction.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, I went to have this procedure done, and they ended up giving me 4 of the same procedure. It's like this laser-guided needle thing that goes in you. It
Sounds
hurts.
very like Star
It is, but they
Trek-y.
give me 4 of them because I'm so fucked. They give me 4 of the fuckers at the same time. Oh, mate, honestly, I'll walk in like Bruce Wayne. Literally
What is
about to say
going on?
Bruce Wayne, man.
Lyman Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne with a
I was
wine.
walking like John Wayne.
With a wine.
Right.
Fucking hellfire.
And I was in a bit of a state, but it's definitely helped. I would maybe say 20%.
Okay.
The couple of weeks before I had it done, I'd got to the point again where I couldn't get out of bed. I spent like 2 weeks in bed. I was really, really bad, mate. I couldn't get round. I couldn't go to the toilet. It was bad times. So it's definitely helped. It's taken the edge off, taking the thick off, as my dad always says.
Taking the thick off.
Oh,
Oh,
hang on.
He's going to have to find another place.
There
we
he is,
go.
my old man, been mentioned. My old man actually won Westwood Golf Club club championship yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very good.
at the age of 69. Right, 69.
number.
He still plays off a 5 handicap. My dad does. That's how
Fucking
good he
hell,
is.
mate.
And he's already the oldest winner in club history, and he won it 4 years ago at 65. But he won it on
Again at
right. But the
69.
crazy thing is, he's got all the way through to the final, and he played the best player in the club, who's off. I think he's off +1, so he's amazing.
Is it Shooter McGavin?
My dad played Shooter McGavin. That's it. My dad played him, but my dad has also, because it's hereditary. My dad's been in bed for a week with a bad back, right?
right, okay.
So he clambered out of his bed, expecting to get thrashed, and he managed to draw after 18 holes. They halved the game.
Yeah.
And he was hurt. They'd said to each other, "We'll play next weekend," and then he gets a call from the pro at the golf club saying that he's got to play it the next day because that's the cut-off point.
Oh, my God.
That's finals weekend finish. And he can't move, so he has a big ruck of cocodamol that morning. Goes for play, right? Can't fucking move. He birdies the first 3 holes, right, and wins with the last putt of the game on the 18th, right. wins the club championship. I've never seen him so chuffed and so crippled.
I bet you were proud as well.
I was proper proud of him. I was proper proud. 69 years old in 4 days, and he's the club champion.
Wow.
Absolute legend.
Find me a better sporting personality.
Absolutely. He's just awesome. I was so chuffed for him. Anyway, I got off on that tangent somewhere. I don't know how that one went down. But yeah.
Hereditary.
Bad backs.
Fucked.
That's what we were on about.
I got you.
So my bad back, it's been fucking knackering, mate. So anyway, I had this procedure done, and in true Stevenson fashion,
of course,
2 days later I got on an aeroplane and went to Spain, right? Oh, mate, the aeroplane fucking killed me. It killed me. It was only 2 hours to Mallorca. It fucking killed me. But we had quite a nice time with that. I went with the in-laws, with my missus' family, nice. and we had a nice time. But it was like the world was trying to fuck us over, doing its best to fuck us over.
And you were just like, no.
So we got there, Liam, and we had a hire car as part of the package. We got a nice villa. We weren't staying in like Magaluf with all the fucking numpties or anything. We had this nice villa in the north of the island, in the middle of nowhere. But obviously we got to fucking get there, haven't we? Right?
Yeah, of course.
And there's 6 of us, so a part of the package was a car. So we got to Eurocar. And I don't mind. I know we don't normally mention organisations by names here on this show, but you're fucking having it, Eurocar, because you wank, right?
Yes,
you are wank. We got there, and they wouldn't give us a car with 6 seats.
Right, hang on.
And it's 6 of us.
So there's 6 of you, and you've got this car, which is part of the package.
And the holiday was booked. The holiday was
for 6 people.
For 6 people.
So you can have a 6-seater, sure.
Yes.
And they wouldn't let you.
No. We can't. You've got to have 2 cars. You've got to pay for the other one extra.
No
and
chance.
We're like, no. The whole reason we got this package is because it provided a car for 6 of us, right? And they wouldn't have it, mate. They wouldn't have it. And my missus' dad fucking got him right pissed off. And anyway, in the end, they gave us 2 cars, of which we had to pay a load of insurances for. And all this should have been it. Anyway, we were that pissed off. We've been there fucking 3 hours by this time. So anyway, I have to drive one with me. I haven't driven at all for months because my back's so fucked. So I've got to drive this car on to the side of the road.
On to the side.
Right.
Car on road.
As you do. Luckily, I am experienced at driving on to the side of the road. And so anyway, my father-in-law's got to drive the other one, right? So I get in this, it's some fucking Opal, they call them over there, don't they, Vauxhalls?
Oh, something stupid.
Opal, like Opal fruits. And so I get in this fucking car. There's 3 of us, I think, or 4 of us in this car. And I'm on the multi-storey car park in first gear as you are. And I get out of the car park, and over there in Palma, you come out the multi-storey car park, and you're instantly on the motorway.
Yeah.
So I come down the slip road, go into second gear, and the entire fucking gear stick comes out in my hand. Right, whole fucking contraption just comes out my hand while I try to change to second gear on the motorway. Right, I'm like, oh my fucking, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? So I like pull in at the side, put the clutch in, and coast to the side of the road, and I have to pull up like the material bit that surrounds the gear stick.
Oh yeah.
So I pull that up, and me and my brother-in-law are trying to get the fucking thing back in.
Yeah,
mate, honestly, absolute palaver. We managed to get the thing back in, so I'm going down the motorway, the tracking's fucked, so it's doing this either side.
Yeah.
Like that, pulling me either side, and the fucking clutch is fucked as well.
And they wanted you to pay insurance on this car.
Oh, mate, right. So I fucking drive this fucking thing. I'd also got me fucking sat-nav set on no motorways as well, which I didn't realise till we were almost at the villa. So a 50-kilometre journey took us about fucking 4 weeks.
No hablo español.
It's fucking nightmare. Anyway, I've nowhere near finished this yet, you crowd.
Oh, God,
so we fucking get there, finally. And I says to everyone, we can't drive that. We can't drive it. It's going to kill somebody. It's completely and utterly fucked. So we said, right, we'll just drive the other car then, and like one of us will go in the boot or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my father-in-law, he says, right. He says, I'm going to go down and get some food with my lady. I'm going to go to the supermarket and get us some stuff. So they set off. 10 minutes later, I hear this going up the fucking road like, and I'm like, and I squint up like that, and I'm like, that's the fucking other car. That's he fucking pulls in, comes down the driveway, and the fucking tyres exploded.
No.
Right? I'm like, oh my mate, we've literally been in Spain for like 2 hours at this
I'm about
point.
to say.
I'm like, oh, so anyway, he fucking rings up Eurocar, and they're like, right, we'll send someone to recover the vehicle. So this tow truck thing, like turns up, recovers the vehicle, and we're like, now what to this Pedro guy? And he's like, you know, whatever. He didn't speak English, did he? So he's like, he's just going phone like that. So we get back on the phone to Eurocar, and they're like, yeah, you'll have to come back to Palma to get another car. And we're like, what? Number one, that's bollocks.
Yeah,
we're not driving. It's fucking not our fault that your fucking cars are shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
And she says, well, you'll have to use the other car to go. And we're like, but we can't because it's fucked.
Yeah,
the other car's
gone.
fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we can't drive the gear stick
the gear stick one.
down there to get another. She says, well, you'll have to get a taxi. We're like, we're not fucking paying for a fucking taxi. Mate, they wouldn't bring another car. We didn't have a car all week. I walked 2.5 hours to the nearest town and hired myself a Vespa scooter, right, for the week. So at least me and my missus could get around. It was mad. Absolutely mad, mate. We didn't have cars.
I wouldn't have done it out of principle anyway. That's
absolutely
ridiculous.
mad. When we went back to the airport to leave, like a week later, everybody else had to go in a taxi, and I crawled the fucked car back in second gear all the way back to the airport in the dark, in the torrential rain, by the way, all the way back down there. And we had a great big fucking argument with them about that. Anyway, we fucking get on the plane, sit on the tarmac for 2.5 hours because the plane gets delayed while we're on there, right?
Shock.
We finally get back, go through passport control, which takes us an hour and a half. And I have to ask you about this one, right? I'd had to show my passport 6 fucking times to get on that plane coming home, right? In different fucking queues and checks for all of them, right? I finally get on the plane, and then I land back in England, and I have to show me fucking passport, right? Passport control. I ask you this: how could I possibly be someone else? Unless I've somehow managed to get on that plane at 40,000 feet and 500 mile an hour, why do I need to show my passport again?
What do you mean you're not Javier from Barcelona?
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, well, but I wouldn't be on the fucking plane if I hadn't proved who I fucking was, right? So we finally get through there, and they've lost my family's luggage, right?
All of it.
All my missus's mum and dad.
Yeah.
All the fucking luggage gone.
Oh my God.
Fucking all the medication, all the clothes, everything fucking gone, mate.
Don't tell me we're back in Spain.
Get fucking fine. We then have to walk fucking 2 miles because the bloke who's supposed to pick us up from the car park thing won't come into Manchester Airport because it costs him a fucking tenner. So we have to walk to fucking meet him. And I says to him, it would have just been easier for us walk to the fucking car, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Finally get back, Mrs. Dad's car packs in on the way home. Right? I fucking finally get home, mate. You got to remember, it's a 2-hour flight.
Yeah.
15 hours later, I get through the door, right? 15 hours after I'd set off. Liam, I sit down finally, turn my tally on, and the fucking tally blows up.
Please tell me that.
I'm not making that up. The tally fucking blows up. Yeah.
I wouldn't even know what to say. I'd just be like, on.
Oh, honestly, Liam,
That's happened.
I just sat there and I was like, how are days like this even fucking possible, mate? What the fuck? And I haven't even told you about almost getting arrested on the way there in the airport.
Go on, fill us in.
Mate, this one was fucking full ball, this was. We got through the COVID police, right? Because in Spain, you still basically, it's all full-on fucking COVID craziness. So I get through, and they're fucking manhandling people. It's like uncomfortable, mate, the whole thing. Like, they're treating people like they're fucking scum.
Yeah.
And my family went round, get their luggage. I only take hand luggage so that it doesn't get lost.
Yeah, of course.
Just saying. I've learned that from many years of travelling. And I thought, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to fucking do a TikTok video. So I fucking walked back round the corner, and I was maybe, I don't know, 20 20 yards away from the COVID bit where they've all got the fucking masks and the fucking high vises. Why do you need a high vis to check people's COVID passports? Please tell me what a fucking high vis
Is COVID going to see you in an high vis and go, no, I can't mess with him, he's got an high vis on?
Ludicrous, mate. Ludicrous. So, those of you who've seen the videos on our TikTok channel, it's the same fucking thing as normal. I'm just recording myself, point blank range, just recording with the COVID bullshit in the background. I'm recording for about 20 seconds, just basically saying this is what's still going on, this is what's happening in Spain. And this fucking doctor fella, he looked like a doctor, he comes right up in my face. And I've got him on film. I'll show you the video in a bit. I've got him on film. He comes right up to me. He's going, no film. And I'm going, I film wherever I want, mate. It's a public place.
Yeah.
And he's going, no photo, no film. And I'm going, show me the sign. So show me the law. Read me the law that says I can't film in a public place. Yeah. And he was dead, like proper up in my face. And I got all this on film. And I walked back round the corner to tell my missus what had happened, and she, as usual, she was like, "Oh, just fucking leave it. You'll end up getting arrested."
Yeah.
But me being me, I was like, I can't fucking leave this. So I went back round the corner, and all I could think is, why would they be doing that? What's the problem? If there's nothing to hide,
I was about to say
what's the fucking problem?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not going to get into the whole COVID fucking madness conversation, but if there's nothing to hide and there's no fucking problem and everything's above board, what's the problem with filming? I wasn't filming them. I'm filming myself.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, so I'd gone back around the corner. I wasn't filming this time, Liam. I was just looking around, taking in what was going on. I could see him. They like bullying people.
That's trying to intimidate.
That's basically how it's going down. Like people are criminals if they haven't fucking had boosters and all. Well, same as me. I thought they weren't going to let me in at first, but anyway. So I basically stood there for about 20 seconds. And I thought, right, I've had enough of that. And I went for turn round and walk off. Fucking 5 fucking armed security lads surrounded me, Liam, and were going to try and get in my pockets. Try and hold me and get in my pockets for having my phone away. Yeah. Right? And they were armed, mate. I absolutely shit myself. I don't mind admitting I'm not a fucking tough guy. I know I talk a lot of shit, but I'm not a tough guy at all. And I browned my trousers, mate. I really did. They all had guns. But I wouldn't let him have my fucking phone. I got my hand in my pocket like that, and they were trying fucking like holding me like that.
Yeah.
And they manhandled me round the corner. And when I got round the corner, this security woman, an older woman, she come up to me and she's going, "No film, no." And I'm going, "I'm not filming." I said, "But I can film." I said, "I'll film you if I want." Yeah. And she's broken English, and she was giving it no, you will have to come, and I'm going, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not coming with you. And I said to her, I said, "You're security." I said, if I'd done something wrong, the police would be here, right? You'd have the police here. I said, I'm not doing anything wrong at all. I said, I'm with him, and I was saying this knowing she didn't understand what I was on about, but I was saying, I'm totally within my rights to film whatever I want. And she said, no film, no car. And I'm going, and I'm pointing and looking around, and I'm like, well, that guy's taking a photo, and that guy's filming, and that woman's filming a kid. I said, and she's going, no, you must stand over there, and I'm taking one step at a time. Like this. Here? And she goes, no, you must go. I'm like, here. Until I got 25 yards away. And then mate, honestly, I honestly thought they were going to drag me in a fucking room or something. I shit myself. I did shit myself. But this is what's going on. And again, I'm not going to get into the whole COVID argument because we try and steer clear on here. Those of you listening who know me personally know my fucking views on everything that's gone on. But I ask, if everything is above board, why are they doing that to people? Right? I can't be the only person they've done that to, surely. And it scares me, Liam. It scares me.
That is mad. Like, say, it's like you're a wanted criminal that they've caught you in airport or wherever. And let's say all you're doing is just filming. Like you say, you're perfectly entitled to film, to record, to take photos. And when other people are doing it, what's the issue? What's the problem? It's not confidential information that you're filming or anything like that, or you're not a spy or whatever. So
I thought to myself, well, is it something to do with like medical
Like confidential information.
Confidentiality or something.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I was 30 yards away, mate. There's no way. All you could see from the video I was taking was some youths in the distance with eye-vises on. It could have been any... It's not like you could see fucking people's medical records on the face. It's mad, like complete bollocks. And so I thought, well, no. And then I thought, well, what? They've obviously been told to intimidate people if they do something like this. So I don't know, mate. It really did scare me, Liam. I'll be honest.
I'm not surprised though, mate. Like I say, you've got a group of people like all with guns as well. I'd be shitting it myself.
So yeah, the journey out there was wank, and the journey back was even wanker. It was so I ended up spending 400 quid on a new telly, and I'd spent all the day before telling me missus and my son how we got to save money because the world's going to shit.
But was it a good holiday though? That's the bottom line.
The holiday itself was sound, mate. Yeah, it was.
Right,
yeah, we had some nice food, and we had a swimming pool, our own swimming pool.
Nice,
like, and it
got
was
the photo.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It was. Yeah, I made you a bit jealous, didn't
Cheers,
I?
Mate,
but it was nice, mate. I'm glad I went, but I struggled a bit with me back on them planes, mate. So I'm hoping I'll be a little bit better these coming weeks.
Fingers crossed for you, mate.
Fingers crossed. So yourself, mate, what have you been up to?
No, not much.
Same job?
Yeah, still at the same
It's
job.
always my first question.
Still at the same job, as you do. Yeah, still in that. I do enjoy it. It's all right, to be fair. Just has moments where it's full of certain individuals that really piss me off. But I'll get to that later on in the show.
That's a topic.
But apart from that, no, I went to Skegness for a week with... Skeg Vegas, for those that know. And I went with my girlfriend, her friend, and her boyfriend. And it was nice. It was just nice to get away. And I think that's the thing as well. When you get older, you're sort of not asked where you go. It's just time to get away and everything like that. And it was just nice to get away. And the weather was all right. It rained for like an hour all week. So
you can't moan at that.
Can't really complain at that, no. And it's just time away. And I enjoyed it. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. And when you're sitting in a pub all day and it's £2.50 a pint, can't really complain at that, to be honest.
Absolutely not,
but apart from that, no, it was pretty same old, but apart from that, yeah.
We'll move on to one of your topics. That's what I want to start with, mate.
Go on, then.
You were calling me earlier. You sent me a little voice message.
That's how we make the podcast.
This is how we come up with our ideas. Tell our listeners and our viewers what it was that was narking you earlier, because this tickled me while I was driving.
It was the whole, like, just obviously going back to work, is people that you know, and I'm sure people listening to this will know exactly what I'm talking about. Is people that are overly friendly with you and. You give them an inch and they take a fucking mile.
Do you mean like overly friendly, even though you don't really know them?
Yeah,
them
it's
kind
like
of people.
I've worked with you for like 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go to the pub with you. I wouldn't go out.
I couldn't tell you the name of your kids or anything like that.
Exactly.
You're just a youth in the same fucking vicinity as me for a few hours every day.
Like, there's a guy at our place, and he's my age, so he's 30, and he has relationship problems. So he's just split up with his missus. He's got 2 kids.
Is he a nice enough guy?
He's all right, to put it bluntly. So couldn't tell you the name of his kids though. There you go.
It's not a massive endorsement, that isn't, mate. I'll be honest.
No, it's not something really to brag about. Anyway, back on track. So bit weird. So he, for whatever reason, just out of the blue, he started talking about this girl that he's now seeing.
Right.
But then it's dead well, and we're going, things are doing nice and all that sort of thing. And then it's taking her out for dates and all this, that, and other. Again, you're telling me all this information. Couldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But
you're giving it the old nod along.
And I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's nice for you, mate. Yeah, cheers. Happy for you. All that sort of thing. Next thing you know, they fall out. They have an argument. They split up. Next thing you know, I don't know what to do, Liam. I don't know what to do. But like to the point where I'm at my desk.
He's like dangling that I need your advice.
Yes. Even though I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a love expert or anything like that.
Love expert.
I've only ever been with one woman.
Is there such thing as a love expert?
I don't know. We'll find out. But if you are a love expert, please do get in touch and let us know.
Yeah.
But he has
a bit of an expert on love.
He has this thing where I'll be at my desk doing my own work, minding my own business, and then I look at the corner of my eye and just see him walking around, getting closer, looking at the walls as if to be like
shuffling across towards you.
Oh, right, okay, blah, blah, blah. You know the look. And then next thing you know, just come over and he'll just go, she's not talking to me.
You're like,
I'm sorry, what? And then he'll just go, she's not talking to me. We had a fallout last night. And then ensues the whole fucking 20 minutes of, what do I do? Well, I'll have to say this bit. This really annoyed me. He's been seeing her for a few weeks, right?
So this isn't a long term.
No.
This
is
like
birdies within a month.
Giving
we'll say
a little bit of love to,
and you'll find this embarrassing. So he's the guy that if you send someone a message, you wait for a reply.
Yeah.
He'll send one message, no reply.
Oh,
so he'll send another one.
Oh, he's that
and
guy.
another one, and another one, and then he's got like 8 messages all after over, and then it'll get to, is there something I've done wrong? Is it something I've said?
So basically, he's a total pussy.
He's a douche.
Yeah, he's a bit of a tart. Yeah.
So, and there was one moment where he came into work one day and sat next to me, and he just went, she weren't talking to me last night, so I bought her a brand new phone. £1,000 this phone costs.
Wow.
What a twat.
Wow.
And she weren't talking to me, so I decided to blacklist this £1,000 phone. So I didn't know what blacklisting a phone meant.
No, you're going to have to explain that one.
It means where if your phone gets nicked and it's got all private confidential information, you get in touch with your service provider and they block that phone. So therefore, it doesn't even turn on. It won't even turn on. So it basically means it's useless.
Right.
So no matter how hard you try, it doesn't work whatsoever.
It's blacklisted.
It's basically, yeah.
Bit of a racist term, but...
Well, there you go. And he did that because she wasn't talking to him after he sent her multiple messages. Comes to it, blacklisted her phone. As though it's like something to be proud of. She said she was in the hospital, but she didn't send me any proof that she's in the hospital.
Proof?
Yeah, right?
Fucking proof. Fucking court of law, mate.
So straight away...
It's just the bird you've been fucking poking for the last few weeks.
So straight away...
That's a fucking grip.
You're thinking, what a twat. So then I'm like, right, it says, oh, I'll leave it, I'll let it stew on it, I'll unblock it about 4:30 after work. Fair enough. Goes home, comes back to work next day, face like thunder.
Right.
I says, what's the matter with you? She'd only been rushed into intensive care.
Intensive care?
So therefore she can't
Genuinely?
Genuinely. So therefore she can't reply to messages. She can't answer a phone because she's been in intensive care.
So what I want to know is, what was your advice in this situation? What did you say to him?
You utter bellend, is what I said.
Right.
But she is a nurse, and I find this bit very strange. I don't know if you can do this. I don't know if this is legal, but she's a nurse, so we called the hospital.
Well, if we've got any nurse listeners, I do know we've got a couple of nurse listeners, so maybe they could get in touch and let us know the bullshit factor on this one.
There we go. So she is a nurse, and so she was in an ICU, and he rang the hospital posing as family to try and gauge information of what room she's in,
what a
condition,
stalker.
How she is, and can he pass a message on? And then obviously he was saying that they ask, obviously, like, what, are you a relative, are you a family member, or brother, sister, whatever it may be, and it just says, oh, I'm a partner. He's been seeing her 2 weeks.
So you know, I know that you know because you're a man of the world.
Yes.
I know that you know.
Yes.
That you'll be thinking, okay, does this guy want the truth?
Yeah.
Does he want me tell him the truth? Which I would do.
Yes.
I would just say, no, mate, that's total and utter bollocks. But knowing you as I do, you're too nice for that, right? Because I would have just said to him, mate, your missus is getting banged, right? Somebody is banging her, right? Probably because you're pissing her off so much with your weird jealousy, stalking, fucking madness.
It's just weird.
She's realised you're a complete knobhead, and she's probably getting fucking thrashed by her ex-partner.
Isn't that like
right about now?
Borderline psychotic. Well, that's not borderline. That is
But
psychotic.
you know what, Liam? Loads of blokes are like that. They're fucking weird, and they scare women off because they've got no fucking balls. That's what it is. Weird, fucking jealous. Fucking no.
It's just weird,
and
honestly.
you should tell him. You should just say, listen, mate, she's
fucking weird.
She's going to be getting smashed by somebody else because you're a fucking cock. You're an absolute weird knobhead.
He's fucking strange, man. And like I said, and just coming back to that, he is. But every other day, it's asking me for advice, and I'm like,
and again,
I am the worst
he won't
person.
ask you for any advice if you say something along those lines. She's getting fucking rutted by some bloke, mate. That's what it is.
And this is
she isn't in intensive care.
No.
She isn't in the hospital.
No.
She's in the fucking Holiday Inn, bent over a sink, mate. That's what's fucking really happening.
There we
So
go.
the best thing you can do, pal, is change your phone number and fucking move away from it all.
No,
You'll be all right then.
Yeah, and another thing is he is basically saying also they're in a relationship, quote unquote, but he's still talking to girls on dating websites. But if Sue was on the other foot and she was talking to guys and he was fully committed, as she may be, I don't know, he'd be fucking devastated.
He's really giving you a lot of info here for a bloke that you couldn't give a fuck about.
This is what gets me, and I'm like, I shouldn't know this from a guy that I work with. And I'm like, he's been at the job 5 weeks.
Can't you even be like, listen, I'd love to talk to you, but I'm a bit busy at the moment.
I've got work to do.
Yeah,
you know?
Have you tried that one?
Yeah, I might try that one, to be fair.
But I honestly believe that if you just straight up with him and say, mate, your missus is getting rogered, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So just leave it alone.
I just find it weird, man. Like, what the fuck? Just but there are people like that.
Again, Liam, it always boils down to what we say. People want you to be part of their lives because they're after attention. That's what it boils down
so
to.
It took 32
and basically,
minutes
I imagine you're not allowed to fuck around on social media while you're at work.
No.
So there you go. So his next best thing is to get attention from you. Yeah, and that's all it boils down to. Because at the end of the day, that's what they're after. And people are one or two things. They're either after attention all the time or they don't give a fuck, right? So, for example, I can't imagine you've ever spoke to him about advice for your relationship because you don't want the attention from him because you couldn't give a fuck what he thinks.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it boils down to, mate.
And I'm a sane person.
It's always
that
the
doesn't
fucking
send
case.
14 messages one after the other.
Sane person. That's fucking generous.
I know, that's
that
debatable,
is.
let's be honest.
Very generous, mate. We'll move on. It's my birthday in a couple of days.
I know.
Thursday. We're recording it. For those of you listening on Friday, my birthday will have been yesterday.
Happy birthday for yesterday, Andy.
Thanks, mate. But considering we are live at the moment for ourselves, it's my birthday in, what are we, Monday today?
Monday, 3 days.
I'm 40 fucking 2, Liam.
Jesus Christ. And don't look a day over 25.
Thanks, pal. 40 fucking 2, mate. I can't believe I bought myself a little present because I just buy myself a birthday present.
I think you get to that age,
so
mate.
I've got those of you watching on YouTube will be able to see I've got my new Ottawa Senators jersey. I'm not going to turn around, but it says Kachuk on the back. He's our captain, Brady Kachuk. So I've had it sent all the way from Canada. I have, mate.
Oh, wow, okay.
It wasn't cheap, but I'm not going to tell you how much in case my missus is listening. I'll be in the doghouse.
Tell me off air.
Yeah, I will. But, yeah, so that's what I've got myself. 40 fucking 2, mate. So what I wanted to put to you was birthdays, mate.
Ooh,
Great birthdays. Okay. And I'm sure listeners have also... So I'm sure as soon as I said great birthdays, I bet everyone listening went, oh, that time. You know what I mean? Time.
Yeah.
Oh, there was that time. But I've got quite a few.
Okay.
Some of them from when I was younger, some of them from when I was older. I think birthdays become quite difficult as you get older. As you get older. I found myself in the last 5 or 6 years struggling a bit with the old mental health around my birthday. And I know we do talk about mental health a lot, mainly because we've both struggled with it quite a lot over the years, and I think many people have.
For it as well.
And I do around my birthday because I don't like people making a fuss of it all.
Yeah.
And people and you know, my mum does and my wife does and but I don't like it. It's not something as you get older, I feel it's not something you really want to celebrate very much. And I do find myself getting quite down around my birthday. I have to make a concerted effort to fill my time with stuff and do stuff. So I've changed band practice to Thursday this week, so I can have band practice and that'll like perk me up a bit, you know, that kind of stuff. But several birthdays stick in my mind. My 7th birthday.
Wow, okay.
I think I might have told this story already on the podcast, but very quickly, I had a blue BMX.
Oh, yes, yeah. I think this is a story.
And I actually fell off it the morning I had it. My mum and dad let me have the morning off school so I could ride it. And within 5 minutes, I'd come off over the top of the handlebars, smashed my head in the cherry tree at the bottom of the garden, and ended up at the hospital, having my head stitched together again.
Memorable.
So I I had a very memorable one for bad reasons. This was about 13, 14 years ago. And I woke up on the morning of my birthday and there was a great big piece of metal sticking out my arm. And I'd rolled over in the middle of the night and one of the plates of my arm had snapped and was poking out my arm where my bicep is there.
Nice.
Well, tricep, sorry, that side, yeah. So that caught me up the hospital. There's a lot of hospital goes on my birthday.
It's like you're drawn to the hospital on your birthday.
Yeah. I think that was actually my 21st. It was my 21st where I spent having major surgery. So that was a bit grim. I had an absolutely fantastic time on my birthday in Las Vegas. I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years ago. That was great fun. But birthdays get harder.
Yeah, they do.
As you get older.
Yeah,
so
completely agree.
I think it's a time to be spent with family more as you get older. I mean, when you're young, when you're a teenager. I remember one birthday, my mum waking me up and I was asleep under the pool table in the Huntsman down in Cheadle. It was only like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was so smashed. I was asleep under the pool
Good
table.
effort.
Yeah, proper. But them are the things you do when you're that age. You know what I mean? Liam, yourself.
Like you say, I'm pretty boring to be honest, but I think
I'm pretty boring.
There you
He
go.
says.
Liam Simcox.
There you go,
2022.
ladies.
I'm pretty boring. Form an orderly queue. I'm taking sauce. But I don't know. I think the one for me was my most recent one, and that is my 30th. If I don't look 30, cheers, Andy. You can come again.
I remember those days.
You were 30 when you were my age. And I get my girlfriend, bless her, she is terrible at keeping secrets, as am I. And she was just messaging me like, "Oh, can you pick me up some eggs, some flowers, some eggs and some flowers." Cheap
eggs and flowers. What do you have for your birthday?
Eggs and flowers.
I had some eggs, some flowers. Absolutely the wankiest presents ever. I had some eggs and some flowers.
Some eggs and some flowers.
Mrs. put them in a bowl, ground them up, made me an omelette. Birthday omelette. Eggs and fucking flowers. Fucking hell.
Excuse me, wrote me off already. Some eggs, some flour,
yeah.
some Oreos, and obviously some caster sugar and all that sort of thing.
Obviously some caster sugar.
So the worst kept secret in the world was she's making me a cake. So, but it was nice.
Isn't it baking you a cake?
Yes.
There it is.
Baking me a cake.
There's a lot of thought and love and effort goes into baking a cake.
So, and I came...
I've been told.
Apparently. So I went to work as normal, did my normal duties and all that shit. God, duties, that's a bit ridiculous.
Did your normal duties. Listen to Take an Inch for an hour or two. What's his name? Take an Inch. No, we don't do names.
Sugar Bill in it.
We don't do names. We'll just call him Take an Inch. Take an inch, Liam asked, give him a mile.
Inch. Oh, fucking
hell. There it is.
So, and anyway,
his missus is taking a couple of inches. I'm telling you, that's what's going on.
Over a kitchen sink.
You, speak to him tomorrow about it. Tell him that's what's happening.
I'll have to send you a little video like, what's happening, mate? What's happening? But you can also see that video if you buy us a brew. So,
buy us a brew, yes.
And we'll also tell you how much Andy's top costs for a price. Anyway, back on our story. Sorry. And I came home from work for my 30th, and I'm similar to yourself. I don't really like the fuss, the attention sort of thing. But 30, it's a big one, isn't it? So I came back home, and bless her, she'd made me this Oreo cake, which I'll show you off air, and I'll even put on the socials for you to see. And it was just the most thoughtful thing anyone's ever done. As something as little as that, I know you might be listening to this and think, fucking hell, Liam, it's only a cake, but I've never had anyone do something like that
for want of a better cliche, it is the thought that counts with stuff like that.
Yeah, it is.
And you see all these, we've touched upon this on the podcast before, about these absolute cretins on social media who put birthday presents up, and it's like they've bought each other like a Ferrari or something. It's like, go fuck yourselves.
It's the little things in life though, isn't it, Andy? And that was one for me that I was well chuffed, and she'd put like banners up and balloons and all this sort of thing. And it's the little things, and you sort of feel appreciated and wanted, and it's just, again, I don't like a big fuss. I didn't want to go out for a fancy meal or have anything.
Very much so, mate.
Nice presents.
My missus knows that on my birthday, I very much like to just be left alone. Not left alone as in I don't want to speak to my missus or my kids or anything, but I don't want any fucking mayhem, and I don't want any fucking aggro or stress, or like you've got to be here or you've got to be there. Christmas is the fucking same. It's like, we've got to be here at such and such. It's like I'm not doing anything. I'm going to sit in my chair and pick my fucking nose for the next 14 hours, and you can all fuck off. I don't care what happens.
Why not?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's it for me. Like I say, I think the 30th, I mean, fair enough, it's my most recent one, but it's the one that stands out for me, and it's, my parents have obviously done it in past on like my 18th and my 21st, and we've gone out for a meal, and there's been banners and balloons and all that sort of thing, and I really like things like that, and I think, again, it doesn't have to be big things. I'm not a big thing kind of person.
I'm definitely not the big thing. Missy told me.
Is the inch back again?
Taking an inch.
Taking an inch. There you go. Morning, Gareth. Anyway, I've sugar milled it. I've gone for it. Fuck them. Anyway, so Gaza
inch.
There you go, Gazinch.
Gazincha. Wasn't he a Brazilian player in the 70s?
I don't know.
I think it was Gazincha.
Gascoigne's cousin, isn't he? Anyway, but that's it for me. I think like my 30th, but like 21st and 18th is, they were never really big. And everyone says, like, probably like the young generation that listen to this, like, oh, your 21st and 18th, you smash out, you go clubbing and all that sort of thing. And I never really did much. I never really bothered.
No, I'm never into clubs and all that jazz. It's fucking
same.
crazy.
I think I did.
Even as a teenager, they wouldn't let me in a club at 40 fucking 2, surely. But no, fucking take your hat off. I'm like, no, we don't have bald people in here. Fuck off. Go and grow some hair, you cunt.
You reach the height limit. You're too small for this club.
Anyway. Before we have a quick break, Liam, I just wanted to say thank you to our listeners and regular viewers. We've almost reached 30,000 followers on TikTok.
Wow.
We're just shy of it. We're a couple of hundred shy. So probably in the next couple of days, we'll be there at the 30,000 mark. For something that I didn't even know existed 18 months ago.
Yeah.
I only know about it because you mentioned it on one of the very first episodes of the podcast. And we set up the TikTok channel back in March, I think it was. Just because I was in hospital and didn't really have anything else to do. Yeah. So I set it up. My first video, I think, was I just watched a news report on the TV at the foot of my bed in hospital about how all the hospital wards were overflowing with people, and I was the only person in my entire ward of 16 beds. I was there on my own for 3 days.
Well, apparently it's overflowing.
And I did a video of that and put it on TikTok. Anyway, it's not just the podcast on TikTok. We do all kinds of things. We do videos from the farm where I spend a lot of my time. We do music, things to do with music, general life, all kinds of crap, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I honestly thought that no one would ever give a flying fuck.
But the thing is, though, Andy, it's real. It's genuine. It's none of this fake, staged bullshit you see.
Well, there's no editing done. The videos are as they're filmed. We haven't got makeup on or stage props or anything. It's just real people. I have my friend Anthony from the farm who's basically an internet sensation now because he's so unintentionally hilarious. Shout out, Ant, if you're listening. But we've had amazing feedback, absolutely amazing feedback, and people keep engaging with the videos. We're having thousands of views on most of the videos, and it's great. It's great. It feels like something that people really do want to engage with. I don't really know why, because it's pretty much just my life, really.
It's just two
everyday
blokes,
things.
isn't it, to be honest? And like I say, we've just started this off like 15 months ago sort of thing, and it was an idea, wasn't it, that we had on the radio show at the time, Andy, and we wanted to come away from the radio and put our own spin.
We want to be able to swear and curse and talk about things that we're not allowed to talk about due to certain people on radio stations. So it's the podcast has been a great outlet for that, and so has TikTok amazingly, and I never thought it would be, but it has. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that engages, watches the videos, likes the videos, posts on them, comments on them. It's absolutely fantastic.
It's just, again, it comes back to the little things, and it makes all the difference, and it makes us obviously
just those little things, like an inch.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Anyway, we have got a little bit of an announcement to make.
We're having a baby.
Liam's having a baby. No, he's not.
I'm not.
Neither is his girlfriend. Before anybody writes in.
No. I was implying that me and you were having a baby.
Oh right, okay.
That was the gag.
Who would carry the baby?
I don't know.
I think I've got a lower centre of gravity and wider hips.
That's what I was implying, that me and you were having a bit.
You can just go out to work and I'll stay at home.
With the man at the house.
We go. But we've made a change. Quite simply, we have been saying this for 2 full seasons on the podcast about the music that we play. We've tried very, very hard to support unsigned music on our podcast. It's got to the point now where we've decided that we're stopping it, apart from the very odd occasion for my band's own material and close friends and their bands.
Yeah.
We've got to the point now where every single time we feature songs on the podcast, we end up in a situation where we have copyright claims on YouTube. And no matter how many times we ask the artists who we're featuring to make sure that doesn't happen, we're just completely ignored. And what happens is when I come to edit the videos, edit the podcast to be used on YouTube, it takes me quite a while to put each song on because we have pictures and we have links. And
we do,
it's time that's taken. And then I do that and then upload the video and bang. Copyright.
It's
copyright
not particularly
claim.
fair on you as well, and because, like you say, we try to plug that artist as well. Like I say, we'll put links to the pages, the music, the Spotify, whatever it may be, and that artist just fucks us off basically, and we just think, well, why bother? And it's a shame. It is, honestly, and I can guarantee people will be gutted because we have played some absolute fantastic music on this show before, but it's give and take. It is give and take. And if you're not going to support us, then no disrespect, but why should we support you? As sad as it is to say.
It's literally got to the point where I can't be arsed.
Yeah.
I can't be arsed with it now. I just feel
surprised.
like I'm putting the effort in, and people can't even be asked to make sure that we don't get a copyright claim. And even when we do get a copyright claim, I send emails and I'm like, can you remove that? And most people just don't even ask getting back to me.
You think
and it's like, well, hang on, we've featured your music on our show and you can't even be so any advertisement or revenue that comes from our podcast is going to you because we've played your song for you. Well, I have to say, fuck off. No. That's not going to happen. And it isn't going to happen anymore. I'm fucking sick of it. So we will feature songs from time to time. Like I say,
course,
several of our friends, we've got the Hammer LG Luke Gordon on a upcoming podcast. His band have got a new EP coming out. So we are going to feature a couple of them songs. So, because I know that we won't have copyright claims, you see.
See, they play ball. If you play ball and you support us, more than happy to have music on.
There you go.
It's as easy as that.
You support us, and we'll make sure that you're the number 3 most listened to song in Uganda.
There we
okay?
go.
Shout out to our Ugandan fans. You keep us rocking. So anyway, this time we're going to have a break. We're going to do nothing. I'm going to tell Liam how much my shirt cost, and Liam's going to show me his birthday cake.
I am.
And then we'll be back for some more bollocks, including we're going to talk about the Queen. Because, it's a big thing, obviously. What else have we got? We're going to talk about Vlad the Impaler, the Russian lunatic. We're going to have Hollow Gestures and Bandwagon Jumpers Part 2, all the way back from Season 1.
I know. It's good to be back.
We're going to touch on how good it is for Liam being a Sheffield United fan at the moment.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I wanted to talk about the police, not the band, the actual police. And we're going to finish off at the end of the podcast with our musical guilty pleasures. Have a think about it, guys. Let us know what yours are. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to the Anger Management Podcast with me, Andy Stevenson.
And me, Liam Simcox.
Yeah, we haven't done it like that for a while, have we?
No.
That was the old radio link, that was. I like that. You've just listened to no music because we're not playing any anymore.
No.
Thanks to twats.
Having a break.
We're having a break from music. So we can't tell you to send your music to us because we're not doing it anymore. But Liam will tell you how you can get in touch with any of your comments and anything you'd like us to discuss on the podcast.
Yes, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok, Anger Management Studios, or you can find us on Twitter at Anger Manage Pod. All you've got to do is drop us a message, just interact with us. Obviously, we have weekly polls as well. So, cheers, Andy. Thanks.
Just so good, mate. So
thanks.
smooth.
It's like being back on radio, isn't it?
Yeah, just absolutely smooth.
And like I say, we just have regular Graham polls, which are all purely for fun and challenging life's serious points like who is fitter, Sarah Michelle Gellar in Red Hot Pants or Shania Twain in The Man I Feel Like a Woman?
That was our Graham poll from last week.
It was.
Mine was Sarah Michelle Gellar in the red. It wasn't hot pants. It's red leather trousers.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah. And yours was Shania Twain. Both excellent choices. Liam, did we have a clear winner?
We did. I will say, though,
know.
it was tight.
Oh, it was tight, like Sarah Michelle Gellar's trousers.
Well, not like Inch's girlfriend. Anyway,
Oh, dear.
She's probably a bit mean, that. Sorry. Obviously, we were discussing poster girls and childhood crushes. Mine was Shania Twain as a young boy, and yours was Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yours was Shania Twain as a young boy. I'm all right for that one, thanks,
Sorry,
mate.
my choice was Shania Twain because I fancied it.
When you were a young boy.
Thank you.
There
Andy.
we go.
There we go.
Oh, mate.
Fulham today.
People who were tuning in for the
today.
first time then would have been thinking, Shania Twain as a young boy. That is grim. Imagine having that on your bedroom ceiling. Ugh.
Ugh, dirty. Also, Michelle Gellar in the red pants.
Go on.
And I can reveal, with 60% of the vote, so not too bad. Shania Twain.
No!
With 60%.
No, that's absolute
and Sarah Michelle
bollocks.
Gellar with 40%.
No, that's absolute fucking bollocks.
I don't know. I got.
Of all the Graham polls we've had, I've been able to accept any one of them, but not that. You people are fucking wrong. You're wrong.
She's fit, though.
Oh, mate.
But
Wrong.
Both good choices, though.
No, there's only one choice. I can't fucking believe that. I'm absolutely flabbergasted by that one.
Devastated.
Fucking hellfire.
But the people have spoken.
The people have spoken,
But
and
you can find,
people are fucking idiots.
You can find polls like that on our Twitter page at Anger Manage Pod Weekly.
Oh, you've let me down there. Honestly, listeners, viewers, you've let me down there. Can't believe you haven't voted for Sarah Michelle on that one. Although, to be fair, perhaps that means I'd have a better chance with her because you lot don't want to. That's the silver lining I'm taking from it.
Instead.
There we go.
Go on then, Andy.
Anyway, moving on, you bastards. The Queen passed away, Liam.
Yes, sadly.
But we aren't going to do what fucking radio stations do and play somber fucking bullshit.
You mean we're not? We're not
Celine
classical
Dion
music
songs for fucking 4 days. You can fuck that right off.
still
I
the one I
like
love.
the Queen, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive royal family
No,
person,
same.
but I always liked the Queen. I thought she was pretty fucking sound.
Yeah.
I know some people don't. Some people think she's fucking amazing. I'm sort of in a middle ground, really. I did think she did some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just liked what she represented, old school Britain, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was pretty gutted when she croaked. It was coming. If we're
Yeah.
honest, what was she, 96?
96, yeah. Good run, though.
Better than most England cricket scores, that is.
There you go.
So she had a good innings, Liam, and I think that we went completely over the top as a nation. I have to be honest. I have to be honest with it. I think this brings it. This is sort of two topics in one, really. This is because we wanted to revisit bandwagon jumpers, didn't we?
Yeah, and hollow gestures, yeah.
And the amount of fucking people who jumped on this bandwagon. People who I've never ever heard mention the Queen once because they didn't give a flying fuck. But once it became something on the fucking internet, something on social media, they were fucking all on it. They were like flies on shit, mate.
Yeah.
And I found the whole thing left a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth. It's when a monarch dies, it's a bit of a crazy situation anyway because it goes so over the top. People die. Lots of people die every fucking day, right? And we don't have all this fucking madness. And the thing that really pissed me off the most is everything stopped. Everything closed down. And it was like, well, hang on a minute. So the horse, as we all know, the Queen kept horses, didn't she, right?
Yeah.
I don't know the official term. Not trained horses, is it? Or whatever it is.
Excuse me.
But she loved horse racing. And they stopped all the fucking horse racing. Now, I don't know the Queen, but I can imagine she would be like, well, don't stop the fucking horse racing because I've died. I fucking love horse racing. Carry on, you fucking twats.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All the football stopped. All the fucking football. It's like, why? Why is it, fine, pay your respects, your black armbands and blah, blah, blah. You don't have to fucking stop, right? And what really fucked me off more than anything else is we'll stop kids' football. Grassroots football.
Yeah, what's that
we'll stop
about?
it all. Kids that haven't got no school either. We'll give kids a day off school. Because you know what? Kids haven't had any time off school in the last 2.5 years, have they?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Yes, they have. We've completely ruined the fucking lives and education. That's what's actually happened. But no, we'll give them another fucking day off because that's what they need. Oh, come on, you fucking twats. Honestly. Kids have an hour at school where you perhaps watch the funeral procession or something. That's fine. That's fine. Pay your respect. You don't need a fucking day off school. And you don't need kids not being allowed to go and play football or cricket because someone they've never, ever met. A lot of kids probably don't even know who it is.
No, exactly.
Right? They don't need fucking the sport cancelling at all.
But when you've got kids that are like 5 to 10, that sort of age range, they're more bothered about like watching YouTube videos or anything like that. They're not bothered about like obviously someone passing away sort of thing, are they? They're not
ask yourself, and again, I like the Queen. If the Queen had died when I was 10, how much would I have cared? I'd have gone, oh, the Queen's died.
I'm going out on my bike.
I'm going to play football.
Yeah.
That literally would have been out about, oh, the Queen's died. It wouldn't have meant anything, really, because it's not somebody I know or even understand what she does. And I get a time of mourning. I get that. And that's the same when anyone dies, isn't it, really?
Yeah, of course.
But and all this fucking constant, morbid, depressing bullshit of, like, mate, remember when Prince Philip died? Right? And we had a specific set list that we were given to be able to play on the radio, right? And it was morbid, depressing, fucking ballad bullshit songs, right? Why? Fucking, let's play some things that bring a bit of happiness to people. It's a sad time. Let's lift people up. I don't understand it. And I like to think that the Queen would be like, no, I don't want everybody to be fucking miserable and cancelling everything. I want people to celebrate my life rather than fucking being pissed off that I've died. And
let's all be sad and somber.
I found it insane. But getting back onto the bandwagon jumpers, Liam. Oh man,
I tell you what, that's my favourite.
So many of them.
You know how we were saying in the last few episodes of the podcast was people changing their profile pictures, like sporting personalities, celebrities, whoever it may be, to having the Ukraine flag to support Ukraine. Fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
I know what you're going to say.
You do what you do. Now the Queen's died, every man and his dog has decided to change the profile picture to just a black and white photo.
Of the Queen?
Of just like either of the Queen or like the Chelsea football badge will now be in black and white. The Man United badge is now in black and white. And it's just like, what? But everyone's doing it.
Right, no one cares about Ukraine anymore. We're not bothered about that.
No.
We're bothered about the Queen dying because you know what? That'll get us more attention. There we go. It brings me on, Liam, to I've pretty much packed in using Facebook as we did discuss off air earlier, and this is one of the reasons. This is what I'm so sick of the sycophantic fucking attention-seeking bullshit and changing your profile picture. I haven't changed my profile picture in 15 years. It's still me at work at a gig in the Isle of fucking the Isle of Wight, I think it was, building a festival, and I'm pulling some stupid face with no shirt on back before I was fat. And because I don't fucking care. That's the thing. But whatever the fucking latest trend is that will get people the most attention, that's what they fucking have. as the fucking profile picture, and it drives me absolutely fucking taters. And I just can't stand the fact that these people who I'm absolutely convinced that 90% of these twats on social media couldn't give a rat's arse. They're the same people who were telling us all what an absolute cunt Prince Philip is. He's a racist and he's this, that, and the other, and he's an awful person. Oh, but it'll get us some attention, so we better fucking talk about Prince Philip.
It's like, did you see all the influencers, like, and this is what boils my fucking head, right? So obviously the Queen died, and there was like, I think she was in Edinburgh at the time or something like that. And obviously they had flowers that they were laying outside the church that she was in. And there were people putting flowers down and then like taking videos of themselves putting flowers down, go take a picture next to all these flowers. And then it's all over Instagram and like Buckingham Palace, like, oh, it's so sad that the Queen's died and blah, blah, blah. Subscribe to my OnlyFans now. For us, for $5.99, you can get all my latest pictures and videos. Subscribe now. But it's dead sad that the Queen's died. It's really sad.
People are just twats, aren't they? They're just attention-seeking twats. If you've done something like that, you're just an arsehole. But let's not dress it up. You're a wanker.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Don't get me wrong, people grieve in different ways, and it's just, I'd have happily, like, gone to a pub, had a drink and gone, here's to Midge, or whatever.
And then you've got absolute knobs like Trevor Sinclair, of course. I don't know, some viewers, some sport viewers will probably know who Trevor Sinclair is. He's a footballer from the 90s. And Trevor Sinclair decided to make a very distasteful tweet about basically how trying to blame the Queen, saying that slavery still exists in this country.
Yeah.
And that the Queen's done nothing about it, and basically black and brown people shouldn't be upset that the Queen's died.
Yeah.
And simply, I sat there, I was like, what fucking difference does it make what colour someone's fucking skin is, Trevor Sinclair?
Yeah.
And then they also, going on to the hypocrite thing again,
Yeah.
Trevor Sinclair is a fucking convicted racist, right? He was convicted for racially abusing a white policeman who pulled him over for being pissed up at the fucking wheel, right? And he was convicted for both offences, drink driving and being a racist. And he's actually got the audacity to come out and fucking say black and brown people shouldn't be upset that the Queen's died. What a cunt. I mean, if we have our black listeners now, please get in touch and tell me what you thought about that, because it's fucking wank.
Don't get me wrong, like I say.
What a twat.
So, like, when... So, as a white man speaking, as you're not telling me every white man on planet shouldn't have been sad when Muhammad Ali died, Nelson Mandela died, and you know, if Morgan Freeman fucking died tomorrow, I'd be devastated. And
that's just it. I find tweets like that from fucking Trevor Sinclair. All you're doing, Trevor, is stirring up racial hatred. That's what you're doing, mate.
For no reason.
Because Trevor, you're a racist. Right, that's what you're. You're a fucking racist.
And that's what
you're
got
a twat.
me. I think it was the day.
I'm sure he listens to the Anger Management podcast.
You're a twat, Trevor.
You're a
anyway.
twat, Trevor.
So
and
anyway,
a
few days later, he put another tweet out, not apologising, but basically saying it's my Twitter account. I can do what I want. All right, fair enough.
I do what I want.
And then a few days later, he put a picture of himself out jogging, saying like, "Oh, trying to clean my head, mental health, all this. Right, this is what gets me. Right,
my mental health makes me a racist. Okay, Trev.
So he was like, "Oh, I'm out jogging, getting some fresh air, clearing my mental health, clearing my head, sort of thing." This not sooner, 24 hours later, Toys Art at Pram. It's my Twitter account, not our Twitter account. I'll write whatever I want. If you don't like it, block me and move on. Go somewhere else. And I'm like, but 24 hours ago, you were saying you were an advocate for mental health.
What an arsehole.
So
he's managed to make himself a racist and somebody who uses mental health as an excuse for being a racist.
That's even worse.
What a cunt.
And then obviously...
I try not to use the C word too much on this show, but I've just used it, I think, 3 times to describe him.
Yeah.
What a bastard.
And obviously it's on talk shite and he's under investigation. And I think, he should lose his job. And like...
You see, I disagree with you there.
Okay.
I think he's an absolute wank stain, but I don't think he should lose his job or anything else. It's still his opinion. If he wants to be a racist and he wants to be a knob,
well, he's going to be a racist.
That's his opinion.
I just think
it's up to the rest of us to call him out there and go, no, you're a cunt, Trevor.
I just think it does. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And
I don't agree with people losing the jobs because they've got an opinion. You know my thoughts on racism. I think people who are racist are twats, as I've just said many times about Trevor Sinclair then. But that's his fucking prerogative.
Yeah,
if he wants to be a racist,
you're
fucking
a racist.
be a racist,
You can't
Trevor.
change a racist, can you?
That's what you are. I don't fucking care. I think you're a dick, but that's your fucking choice, mate.
But another thing that I've seen is, just coming back to the Queen, and I don't know if you've seen this, and I think you might have, was the whole fiasco of queuing up to see the Queen. And you know where I'm going with this straight away.
Dear.
Holly and Phil, from this morning, jumped the queue. Not 16-hour waited like David Beckham did. Fucking fair play to you, David.
Fair play, Bex.
I know you're a regular listener to the show, so thank you very much.
Yeah,
and
shout out, Bex.
Holly and Phil jumped the queue, and their excuse was, we did it because we were there to represent people that couldn't go and see the Queen, which is utter bollocks.
What does that even
I know, exactly.
mean?
So you can't go and see him, but we'll go on your behalf. Oh, thanks, Phil. You are a real man of the people.
Absolute
man of the
fucking
people.
Twat. But I have to say, I mean, you know, if you want, you pay respects and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I did, you know, I was in Spain when she was being buried, and I stopped for 10 minutes and I watched a little bit of the thing on my phone. I was like, but that was it. I had 10 minutes. That's enough for me. What I didn't do, Liam, is get in my car, drive to the outskirts of London, walk into London, queue up for fucking 30 miles for 3 days so that I could see a black car drive past with a fucking coffin in it. Seriously, guys, what the fuck is wrong with these people? What's up? What's wrong with you? Right? And again, as I've asked many, many times on this show, why don't these people ever have to be at work, Liam? Why are they never like...
They never have jobs, do they?
I can't do that. I can't stand in a queue for 3 days because I've got to go work.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stand in a queue for 3 days, and I'm sure you couldn't either.
No, of course not. Well, if they're not gluing themselves to M6...
Well,
then
yeah.
They're there. And it's just like, the interviewing people outside, it's like, oh, I've been here since Thursday and it's now Wednesday, so you've waited nearly a full week. And I just want to pay my respects. And again, fair play. You do what you do. At the end of the day, people grieve in different ways, but I just don't get it. I don't understand it, Andy.
It all brings us on to the whole hollow gestures, bandwagon jumpers, and hypocrites part 2, which comes from season 1. We thought we'd talk about this again because there's so many new examples. The Queen, the reaction to the Queen being the biggest one recently, but I also we've touched upon this on the radio many times, and it's the sheer hypocrisy of national football teams and going to play the World Cup in one of the worst fucking countries in the entire world. And I don't care. If you're from Qatar and you're listening to us now, I don't know, you might be a nice person. I'm not judging the people, but the country itself's a fucking awful shithole regime. It's disgraceful. It fucking persecutes women, gay people, fucking black people, anyone who's not a Muslim, right? You're basically a second-class citizen or worse. And the country's terrible. There's been hundreds and thousands of workers have been killed building the stadiums to play this World Cup. The World Cup's only there through backhanders, as well as anybody who knows anything about football knows, or anything about finance and business knows. Qatar has not got a football scene. It doesn't exist.
No.
Right? So... What absolutely fucking kills me is I sent a picture of this to Liam the other day, and it was Harry Kane, our England captain, and the headline on BBC News was Harry Kane is going to wear a rainbow armband like to stand in solidarity
with a love heart
in Qatar, and I was like, what? He's going to do what? He's going to wear an armband.
That's it, everyone.
Right.
Stop the world.
Yeah,
He's
it's
going to
all right.
save it.
Qatar's okay now, guys. Harry Kane's wearing an armband, right? I just fucking find it maddening. Absolutely maddening. These are the same players, the same England players, that have spent the last fucking 2 years crawling around on their fucking knees at the start of every game to support a terrorist organisation that they claim it's something to do with the social. It's bullshit. It's Black Lives Matter. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful. There's nothing wrong with solidarity and standing against racism, but there's plenty of other ways to do it than fucking a gesture that supports a fucking terrorist organisation. You are absolute twats, all the England players, for doing this, right? I fucking can't stand it, and they're still doing it, right? And yet, not a single one of them, a single one of you, if any of you ever listen to this podcast, England players, professional footballers, right? Not a single fucking one of you, players, managers, coaches, anybody, has come out and had the courage to go, you know what? I'm not fucking playing in that fucking country because it's against everything that I profess that I stand against, right? Because it's bullshit. None of you fucking care about it, really.
Bullshit,
the only thing you fucking care about is looking like you're fucking politically correct and then fucking being able to fucking win your medal. That's what. And there's nothing wrong with winning your medal, but be honest about it and just say, I don't fucking care. I don't care. I only care about playing for England and playing football, right? If you did that, I'd have respect for you. But what you are is fucking hypocrites. They're all fucking hypocrites, every one of them. And I can't believe there hasn't been anyone from any country.
No, that's just
any
not
country,
done it.
not just Britain, not just England, any country that has gone, no. If Gareth Southgate really meant what he really meant, all the things he says he stands for, right? All this political correctness and wokeness that he's constantly fucking peddling, Gareth Southgate, right? He would stand up and he would say, I'm not taking my players there because it's the worst fucking place on earth because all the people that we profess to stand for are persecuted in that fucking country. Yeah?
Yeah.
And not one of them. Not fucking one of them. Southgate, Harry Kane, any of the players from any fucking other major football country. Not one of them. You're all fucking twats. And I'm fucking saying this, and I hope somebody hears this, because I'll say it how it is, Liam.
Yeah,
and why doesn't the mainstream sporting media talk about this, Liam?
Oh, no.
Why did it's not even a fucking discussion. And what they should do, if they had any weight about them and the football associations around the fucking world had any fucking genuine conviction for equality, right, they would say, nah. Have your fucking World Cup with Qatar and whatever shit countries won't go there, and we'll fucking stay away, thanks.
But what if you're a gay footballer?
Exactly, mate.
A transgender,
or a black footballer, or a Muslim or a non-Muslim footballer, right? It's fucking crazy, right? What about we're constantly being told that the fucking women's game is as important as the men's game, right? Shall we have the Women's World Cup in Qatar then, shall we?
Yeah.
Hey, how's about that one? So it's like everybody's constantly trying to have the cake and eat it, right?
It's the same thing, Andy.
It's yes, the fucking same thing. So let's do that. Let's have, if it's all about equality, let's have the Women's World Cup in Qatar. Oh, that's not going to happen, is it? Because women are treated like dogs.
Oh, can't do that.
Fucking bullshit.
It is utter bullshit, to be honest. And like I say, and I'm calling it now way before the World Cup kicks off. There's going to be fights. There's going to be riots. There's going to be shit. You'll see. And
I have to ask why anybody listening to this podcast, if you're a football fan and you're going to the World Cup in Qatar, you're a twat. It's that simple. I'm telling you personally, you are a twat, because what you're doing is supporting that regime by going over there. What you should be doing is going, no, I don't want any fucking part of that. I don't want any part of that disgusting fucking place over there. And if we all did that, the World Cup wouldn't be taking place over there. You know?
Of course not.
But people don't care. When the crunch comes, Liam, people don't care. Lewis Hamilton. I haven't mentioned Lewis for a while.
Bloody hell, that's a
Lewis
first.
Hamilton, if he genuinely cared about social rights and issues in countries like Saudi Arabia and countries like Qatar, he wouldn't race in those countries. He would say, no, I'm not racing there. You can fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm not racing there because it's awful. But you know what?
Still wants
World Championship points are more important.
Yeah. And they want paid.
And if he just said, I want to stand up for these human rights issues, but I am more interested in World Championship points, I'd go, all right, do what you can then. Do what you can. But at least you're not fucking trying to make yourself out be something you're not.
This is the same man who not 12 months ago was putting on one knee on the track with a chain around his neck. but yet he's continuing to race.
Yeah, but I'll race in the Middle East where they treat certain people like fucking
Like
dogs.
slaves
Yeah,
still.
yeah. But that's okay because there's World Championship points at stake.
But do you think
What a
it'll
twat.
all kick off though, Andy? Like obviously,
I think there'll be some bad stuff goes on. Drinking will be the one. There's no way the rest of the supporters from the countries around the world won't want a beer, mate.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
of
mean?
course not, yeah.
And I know they've got these drinking zones, but what are you going to do? Fucking chain people inside them? Where people have had 10 pints. Oh, I'm going to have a walk down the beach. I am.
Oh, I can't. I'm in a drinking zone.
Fucking bollocks. It's going to end up in an absolute mess. It is.
I'm calling it now. We'll see videos and all sorts.
Those women aren't being chaperoned. We'd better arrest them. Do you know? It's just going to be fucking
off.
chaos. And what about, like I say, Liam? What if you're a gay lad?
Or
right?
gay couple.
Or you're a gay couple? Yeah. You go. What you supposed to do?
You stop holding hands in public, please.
Well, it's not even that. You're not allowed, mate.
Yeah,
They'll fucking have your way.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
know, exactly.
It's fucking. It's not literally like no, don't do that. Can you stop that, please?
Yeah.
It's not that, mate.
No,
it's
no.
like right, get in the back of this van, and we'll
take
have
you
you in
to
the fucking.
airport.
We'll have you in the public square,
Yeah,
fucking chopping your fucking heads off.
Yeah.
Fucking horrific, mate. Horrific. Anyway, on that note,
Get it off your chest.
we'll keep it with football for a little bit longer,
Yeah.
Liam. I just wanted to ask you what it's like being a Sheffield United fan at the moment.
Great. It's great. Obviously,
We'll keep it brief because not everyone's a football person on the podcast, but
it's fun because obviously I've got friends that are Stoke City fans and friends that are Port Vale fans, and admittedly you're in different league, but still. But it's great to see, and I think as well it goes to show that we've got a manager who we went down with in charge in the Premier League. He inherited Chris Wilder's shit, basically. And then we fetched in Slavisa Jokanovic, and you said straight away, he'll be shit. And what happened? It was shit. So then we got rid of him, fetched Paul Heckingbottom back in for the second half of last season. Funnily enough, we went from 18th to finishing in the playoffs.
weird that.
How coincidental is that? And now, obviously, he's got a first full season in charge. We are currently top of the league at this moment in time. This may come back to haunt me, maybe. I don't know. But best goal difference in league.
I've watched a few Sheffield United games, and they've looked ace.
Bloody
They've
hell.
looked
You
absolutely
do surprise me, Andy.
Yeah. They've looked ace, mate.
I can't see anyone stopping us, to be honest. I know it's early days yet,
best team I've seen in the Championship. Anyway,
we've lost one game all
Great.
season, and that team's just sacked the manager today, and that's Watford.
Well, there you go. So I
14
think we
managers.
both think Sheffield United are going up.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. It's time for our favourite segment. Everybody's favourite segment. It is, of course,
Yes.
Weekly Woke Watch.
It's back again.
It's back. We
Season
didn't
3.
do Weekly Woke Watch last episode.
didn't,
we
no.
ran out of time a little bit, but we've got a couple of good ones this time.
Ooh.
Liam, I wanted to start with you. You'd got a Weekly Woke Watch that you mentioned earlier.
Now.
Have you lost your train of
I've
thought?
lost my trail of thought.
Do you want?
Come back to me.
Do you want me to start with mine?
Yeah, go on.
I wanted to mention the transgender snooker player Jamie Hunter, and he recently, sorry, yeah, should I be saying he or she? It's
They.
she, I think.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Might be
recently won the women's US Open,
Okay.
right? Thrashing everybody, like thrashing all the women,
Yeah,
basically. And I wanted to bring this up because it's very, very easy for us to get up in arms when it's something like shot putting or something where it's obviously a massive advantage to being a man and competing against women. And Jamie Hunter is playing snooker. And snooker isn't a physical game. Let's be honest.
No, not really.
I played a bit of snooker.
Anyone
I used to
can
play with my
snooker.
granddad all the time.
Even Gary Dant Pub can play snooker.
But there is still a difference between being a man and a woman, right?
Yep.
Whatever sport it is that you're playing, it doesn't have to be the most physical of sports,
No.
right? Rugby, swimming, quite a lot of the major sports have started to take a stance against this, and we've been advocates of this for about 4 years now, since it started coming into the limelight. And we're big supporters of women's sport.
Yeah,
we
we
have
are.
been. We presented a sports show on the radio. Liam still does.
Yep.
and we've been big supporters of women's sport and the growth of women's sport. We don't bullshit. We don't bullshit. We say what we think. Some of it's crap.
Yeah,
we think it's still a bit crap, some of it, but it's a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah.
And it's growing, and we like that. And we've talked about this for a long time. What is not helping women's sport is men dressing up like a woman and rinsing all the women at the sport.
Yeah,
right? Whatever sport that may be. And it could be weightlifting, and it could be rugby, and it could be whatever. It doesn't matter. This example is snooker, and it just goes to show that this is going on in every single sport that's out there. And there needs to be, I think, some kind of global law made. So it doesn't have to be each individual sporting body. There needs to be a law made. I got nothing against transgender
no, of course
people.
Not. No,
Liam,
that's not what we're
all.
saying. That's not what we're saying at all.
Me and you have said for a long time that transgender people should have their own category, their own tournament.
Completely.
We've got absolutely nothing against that whatsoever. But the proof's in the pudding, isn't it?
It is.
So we always have men that change to women and then compete in women's sport and win everything. Never happens the other way around, Liam.
No, exactly. And this is something that we've spoke on before, and it's again, excuse me, we're talking about like football as a random thing. So the men's game is massive, and the women's game isn't as big, but it's getting there. But if they had a trans football team or trans football league, it can guarantee it would not bring in the attention anywhere near as the women's game. It just wouldn't. It just wouldn't. No. And this is the same for athletics. And I think, fair enough, we have the normal able-bodied athletics. We have the Paralympics. Would there be a trans Olympics? And would you watch it? Because I don't think I would.
I don't watch the normal Olympics because it's just a big load of drugs cheating each other.
Exactly.
Mate, so
and that's what it then becomes is like... Oh, like so weightlifting example is
it was the New Zealand
Hubbard.
bloke, wasn't there? Whatever his name was, her name was. I get confused. I mean that was a famous story over the last couple of years, but I just think the governing bodies around the world of sport just need to stamp this out. Can you imagine being a woman and training all your life and getting to the top of your sport and then being beaten by a bloke, by a fucking bloke? I fucking would. How did he stand for it, mate? And still yet to see any of these women, I have to put it out there to the female sportswomen, right? When you're standing on the second podium, right? Why aren't you fucking trying to punch this twat in the... Why aren't you up there going, get the fuck off the top step? You're a cheating bastard. And they just take it. They take it. And I can't understand that.
But I think, though, since obviously the uproar of the swimmer, I forget his name, is it an American?
Oh, yeah, that massive 6'4" beast swimming
like
for Penn State or whoever it was.
That was it. And obviously they've removed her from the female swimming. Good on them.
Finally.
Has there been World War III that it's happened? Well, no. There's been a few choice words said on Twitter and social media.
Well, there'll be a few tarts upset about it, like there always is. But
it's the right decision.
Like normal everyday people who understand that is cheating, right, are glad that it's happened. And listen to that guy, girl,
whatever,
right?
Whatever you identify as, yeah.
If you want to compete, go and compete against the men. Go and compete against the men.
Yeah.
Because that's what you were born as, right? And if you can't compete against men, I know it might be harsh, but you shouldn't be competing. You can't compete against women because it's just not fair. All you're doing is cheating your way to victory.
I think the best example is the one that you give, Andy, is boxing. So if you've got a man who's 6'4", I think I saw something not long ago, was a UFC fighter who used to be a military commando, and he's now a cage fighter. But now he is a woman, so he fights in the women's UFC.
How can that be legal, mate?
And this is a woman who is, don't get me wrong, she's built, but genetically a man is going to be. That's just genetic science. There's no other way to turn it around. And I've watched them like fighting, and it lasts 45 seconds. That's it.
It's ludicrous. Liam, this one was actually yours. I think you might have forgot it.
I think I might have. Come on.
I'm trying to say this with a straight face. Period dignity officers.
I can't remember that one.
Was this yours, or did I send you to this? Right, this was period dignity officers.
I can't remember what mine was.
This was a story where somebody, a man, had been hired by a company.
Yeah, this was you.
to make sure that women had. Again, I'm clutching at straws here. Dignity during their periods? I mean, female listeners, please get in touch.
But wasn't this at like a football club or
it was
Olympics?
It was at some kind of fucking big company, mate, somewhere, and it was a guy that had been employed for this job. A guy, a bloke, because all the period experience that we've got as blokes.
Yeah,
right.
Course.
But I assume he'd been hired under the Equality Act somehow, where they must have had to interview. But all I could think about is, what kind of bloke must you be to have gone for this job, right?
Yeah.
If you see it in the paper, well, it's not even in the paper anymore. You see it on bloody jobs.co.uk, and you're scrolling through, and you're like, order picker, forklift driver,
warehouse operative,
farmer, fucking old digger, fence painter, firelighter. You know what I mean? Oh. Period dignity officer. All right.
Imagine that down the pub.
Duck, hey, love, come here, love. I found a job, be perfect for me. What is it, honey? What is it? Period dignity officer. What the fuck would his wife say? Like, you what, Dave? Period dignity officer. Having a fucking laugh. You don't even know when my fucking period is. You ain't got a fucking clue, have you?
Fucking hell.
Well, I just know you're a miserable, grumpy twat for a couple of days every month or so. That qualifies me, doesn't it, surely? Honestly.
But imagine being in the pub, like a school reunion. Hi, Steve, I haven't seen you for 40 years. What do you do? Oh, I'm a football coach.
What do you do for a living? I'm a fighter pilot in the RAF, I am.
What about you, Gary? Oh, I'm a period dignity officer.
Get the fuck out. Get right out of this fucking pub now.
What the fuck,
We're not
man?
friends anymore, and I don't want you or your period dignity officering.
So your period showing no dignity.
Liam's laughing that much, his glasses are steaming up.
Steaming up here. But imagine, I'd love to be a fly in the room just to watch that interview and be like, because that guy, would he have been interviewed by a man or a woman?
I don't know, but if you were the bloke interviewing him, if you worked for that company and your gaffer came in and said, right, we're doing interviews this morning, Phil, and you're like, yeah, all right, and boss, what jobs have we got? We've got a couple are in the warehouse, a couple of stacker truck drivers, and period dignity officer.
What was that?
What? Sorry, what? Oh, that's just that's a new role they've come up with.
Down with the kids.
HR, period dignity officer. And you want me to interview someone for this?
I can't think of anyone better.
Boss, I don't know anything about periods, so a fucking clue. I don't know anything about them at all, apart from I remember them Tampax adverts on the telly back in the 90s, but that's about it, really. I know that you put one of them in and you can go horseback riding, basically. That's what the adverts used to say.
Did somebody put it under a sentence?
You've got to then go in there and somehow keep a fucking straight face.
I couldn't do it. I genuinely couldn't do it.
So Dave, what skills have you got that make you ideal for this job?
I'm like a shark. I can smell blood 3 miles away.
I mean, what do you say? What do you say? This bloke has got that job somehow. So what has he said? What has he said to get him that job over any woman that's been for that job, Liam? He must have said something. All I can think of is he's an absolute character and he's cracked up the guys interviewing him. Do you know what I mean? He's just been like, well, I've found some jammy rags in the bin over the years. That's what I've. That's my qualifications right there.
You've got the job. Got the job. But I just don't sure, do people go to uni and get degrees in this shit?
Period dignity?
I
I got a first. Well, you got a first, did you? Where at? Oxford, mate. Oxford. Oh, what did you
must
read?
be smart.
What did you read? Period dignity. Is that like a 17th century period drama?
Way! Ding, ding, ding.
Period drama. Oh, mate, I'm loving
That's
that
got
one.
to be the name of this episode.
Period drama. Fucking brilliant.
Taking an inch from a period drama.
Period drama, mate. What the?
Oh, where did that come from?
But the thing is, that guy has got that job somehow, and I don't understand. Aside from the fact that it's the most ludicrous job title I've ever heard of in my entire life, he has somehow managed to get that job, and I would love to ask the bloke how he's done it.
I want to know how much he's earning. Like, and how does it work? Like,
I don't know. Do you get like commission for how many periods you've dignified? Again, I'm saying the words, but I don't know what it involves. Please, anybody that knows anything about this, either get in touch or just unsubscribe. One of the two.
I wonder how much he earns over a 12-month tax period.
Loving it.
I'm going to see you later.
Liam, it's nearly home time, mate. This was a late addition to the topics list. I wanted to talk about this because I thought about a bit of a Graham poll for this one. I was restringing a guitar earlier, and I'd put this artist on for a little listen. And as I was bopping away, one of my favourite songs by this artist, I realised how sort of, if anybody burst into the studio at that moment, they'd probably like, "Youth, what are you listening to?" And I wanted to basically ask you and ask our listeners, what are your guilty pleasures when it comes to music?
Oh, I know mine.
Because we all like a bit of shit, don't we?
Oh, God,
musically.
yeah.
And I'm a musician and an audio producer, so I'm supposed to be like into like cool music and stuff, but I'm so not.
Sophisticated.
I'm into pop punk and a bit of cheese, basically.
Bit cheese on toast.
I'm going to put it out there to you and tell you what I was listening to. And
Okay.
I want to know what I've got a few artists. We'll mull a few over.
Okay, yeah.
And then we'll pick one to
Okay.
put to our listeners. I was listening to the one and the only princess of pop from the 80s,
Oh, okay.
Madonna.
Oh,
Mate, I just absolutely love Madonna. I think she's fucking awesome. Not so much now. She looks like she's fucking sat too close to the fire.
no.
But
Goes back to last episode.
back in the 80s and 90s, mate, she was absolutely fucking awesome. She's
in
done
the
some of the
Vogue video
greatest.
and
She's
Like
done
a
some of the
Virgin.
greatest
Oh.
pop songs I've ever heard, mate. I think she's absolutely. "Open Your Heart" is my favourite song by her, and it's fucking awesome, mate.
You're a soft soul, really,
Oh,
aren't
I
you?
just love it. I love it.
Like, you're just so, like...
But
looks
I
can be
also
deceiving.
love. Can you remember the song she did for the Austin Powers movie, "Beautiful Stranger" in
Oh,
like
yeah,
'98 or whatever it
Yeah,
was?
yeah.
Oh, she's so fit in that as well. But I love that song. It's an amazing song. But yeah, guilty pleasure. That's one of my guilty
Just
pleasures.
envision
that is.
you, like, in your kitchen singing Like a Virgin into your spatula.
Yeah.
Touched for the very first time. Like a virgin. Anyway. Andy's loving it. Andy's
Loving it.
absolutely...
Loving it. I'm bopping here.
I'm surprised at that, to be honest.
I love the production as well from the 80s. It was pioneering pop music. For pop music, it was pioneering, and I think it's great. And I love Madonna. I do, mate. I think she's great. She'd be in my top 10 artists most likely.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's that mint.
What,
yeah, I
top
do.
5 even?
No, not top
Oh,
5. She wouldn't
okay,
crack the
okay.
5.
Ooh.
She'd crack the 10.
What is
though.
your top 5, just out of curiosity?
Top 5? Green Day, Blink-182, L Garden, that you've probably never heard of. They're a
No.
Japanese pop punk band. Foo
Don't know.
Fighters,
Ooh, yeah.
maybe Alanis Morissette.
That's a shock.
I love Alanis Morissette as well,
Making
mate.
my way down.
It's fair. That's not Alanis Morissette.
I know.
Fuck's sake. Fucking Taxi for Liam. But anyway,
Radio
I always
presenter
think
as
it's
well.
hard. It's hard to get your like top 5. I've got like a top 20 that are interchangeable. My favourite band of all time are Green Day, followed by Blink-182. Well, early Green Day. I don't like anything after 2001. But
After American Idiot, then, would you say is?
before American Idiot, I'm not that much for that record. I know
no, that's what I
everyone
mean,
loves
yeah,
it.
so everything after
up
Making
to that,
Idiots.
Up to that point, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd have to agree.
But no, Madonna for me, guilty pleasure, mate. Very guilty pleasure. Liam.
Mine is like pineapple on pizza, and yes, it does go on pizza. Is Nickelback.
Nick, do you know I was watching a video on Nickelback yesterday? Cringe-worthy Nickelback lyrics. Honestly, mate, so many of the lyrics are proper like creepy and rapey.
I know. Yeah,
it's dead. We like
It's
him
like-
following people out. I think one of the songs is called "Follow You Home."
Yeah.
And it's fucking weird, mate. There's another one called S3E1.
Oh, yeah.
Where he just, there's like no cleverness to the lyrics as well. He's just basically on about like rutting.
Yeah,
it's
and
like, mate,
I think one of the lyrics is like, "Sex is never a question, 'cause the answer's yes." It's always
Stuff like that.
always yes.
It's all.
I'm like, that's a bit.
All these
fucking-
lyrics are like straight on the nose. There's no like subtlety.
Can't get
There's
away
no
with it
like,
now.
oh, I wonder what he's meaning. That it's like bang. And I got to be honest, Nickelback musically are fucking awesome.
Oh, I
they
love Nickelback,
really
man.
are. And I've worked for Nickelback on several tours, and they're fucking ace.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're absolutely ace. I got to be honest. But I've never been able to get past his lyrics. His lyrics
Yeah.
are so cheesy and corny and
But that's
they're
what makes them
cringeworthy,
good, though,
mate.
man.
I
Like-
don't think so. When I hear his lyrics, I'm like, oh.
The new stuff's terrible. I think after all the right reasons is the best album they've done, but after that it's just shit.
I like that song he did with that other bloke for the Spider-Man movie. I think that's a good tune.
Hero.
Hero, that's a good tune.
Yeah. Rockstar.
Oh yeah, but
Far
that
Away,
rock star,
Saving Me.
that rock star is so cheesy, mate. It's so cheesy.
It's overplayed. Fuck.
I quite like the first record. Oh, well, I don't know if it's the first. It's the first big record they did with How I Remind You on that.
Oh, How You Remind Me, yeah.
That's half decent, that album is. But even then, some of the lyrics on that record, I'm like, oh, mate, come on.
A lot of it is like about getting drunk, having sex, taking drugs.
It's very frat boyish, isn't it?
Yeah. Even the videos, like I think there's one video where it's just about getting blitzed. The Cheech and Chong.
But again, there's nothing wrong with writing a song about getting blitzed. That's fine, but surely you should do it in a way that's tongue in cheek or funny or at least wistful or makes you think about, oh, what's he talking about there? He literally just says his lyrics as if you're having a conversation, and it's like, oh man, honestly, it's so on the nose.
Looking like another Bob Marley
Follow
day.
You Home. He's literally talking about following some bird home from like a bar or something, and you're like, man, that is if you said that in a we said that now having this conversation, we have the police knocking on the fucking door,
hell, yeah.
Sting and everything. Way.
For fuck's sake. Period drama. Sorry.
So anyway, yours is Nickelback.
Yeah, I'm going for Nickelback.
And I'm going for Madonna as. So what we need to ask, who is the best guilty pleasure there?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Who's the best one? If you had to choose one to listen to,
the guiltiest of guilty
which
pleasures.
would you listen to? Would it be Madonna or would it be Nickelback? Liam, where can people get in touch for this week's Graham?
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok, Anger Management Studios, or you can find us on Twitter at Anger Manage Pod. The Graham polls usually go on our Twitter page at Anger Manage Pod. For you to head over there, all you've got to do, click a button. You don't need to comment, like, anything like that. All you do is click a button, Madonna or Nickelback. Simple as that.
There it is. Please check us out on our TikTok channel. You can leave comments on there.
You can.
Leave us whatever you want. Try not to be nasty because we just delete the nasty ones.
Yeah.
Not the comments, the people. We just get rid of them.
Or if you want any
twats.
shout-outs, messages, or
anything
want to
you'd like
submit
us to
music.
discuss, any videos that you do see on TikTok and you think are worth further discussion, just again drop us a message and we get rocking
Sounds good.
on the podcast. That's just about it from us, Liam. With the new format of the Anger Management Podcast. I think next week we should have the Hammer Luke Gordon on with us. I'm sure you're all very excited to have Luke back.
This is his 4th episode as well.
Yeah,
In
absolutely.
3 seasons, so it's not done too bad.
We'll check out how his members doing.
If you know, you know.
You know. And that's just about it from us. I'm off to let my missus know how much this shirt cost
Oh,
before
God.
she finds out from the bank statement.
It's a lot. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it is. So that's just about it from me, Andy Stevenson.
And me, Liam Simcox.
And we'll catch you next time for episode 2, season 3, the Anger Management Podcast. Stay safe, dudes.
Thank you very much, guys.
We'll see you later.
See you later.